Assalamu alaikum, everybody. I'm back. Definitely had to take a hike. Right. Where we left off, it is a little hard to recall. There. But we're going right back into what we were talking about before, which is 1 Samuel. But we're now done. We're completely done with 1 Samuel. We're going to go into 2 Samuel in just a little bit. But before we do, let's go ahead and start out with an introductory word. And yeah, I'm just getting right back into it. I appreciate the patience. Gave you guys a little sleep break. All right. Let's go ahead and start out with a message of the day. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Okay. Okay, so my thumb is, I guess we'll say line 80. That's where my eyes were drawn. Line 80 from Surah 5. This one I don't really remember talking about or referencing before, but we are following the theme that we've been following now. Despite the long break that we took, the week break, we're still continuing on this notion. So we're going to get into it in just a second. Line 80, and it reads, "Thou seest many of them turning in friendship to the unbelievers. Evil indeed are the works which their souls have sent forward before them, with the result that Allah's wrath is on them, and in torment will they abide." That's what we're familiar with. We are familiar with the doom and gloom. And not to make light of the situation, it's a very serious situation here. Turning in friendship. So not just turning away from Allah or turning away from faith, they're turning in friendship to the unbelievers. That seems like it is more of an offense. Turning in friendship to the unbelievers. Alright. Evil indeed are the works which their souls have sent forward before them. With the result that Allah's wrath is on them, and in torment will they abide. Oops. Okay, so this one's a little bit hard to talk about because the picture of what is being discussed here is not too clear, but something that did pop out to me as I was writing. It says, "Evil indeed are the works which their souls have sent forward before them." So this is an interesting snippet because it's saying here their own souls, right? Those who are turning towards the unbelievers in friendship, their own souls are sending ahead of them evil works. So evil result, right? So we talked about sin and the nature of sin, how sin does not necessarily lie in the action itself. It kind of, once a sin is committed, it's the things that follow that are the things to worry about, right? That is the after effects. That is the result, right? So we talk about the result of the sin is often greater than the actual act itself or the actual sin itself. and that can be very, very common. Or the action of wrong, right, kind of results in the true sin, which are the things that come in advance, that come after the actual deed or the actual action. So that is very interesting, because we are talking about, right, how the body is connected to the soul, right? But the soul itself is very different than the spirit. The spirit is very broad in terms, and the soul is narrowed down in really linear connection with the body. And it's a manifestation of the body. Or soul, a body is a manifestation of the soul. So it's interesting here that those who turn towards unbelievers in friendship, right, their souls send these evil deeds ahead of them, right? So they're looking to just really sabotage themselves. But the result, right, the result is even worse than the sin or the action, the evil deed. The result is Allah's wrath, or the torment that they experience, right? And we talked about all the time how sometimes it's necessary for those in this position to reach a pit, right? Reach a very bottom level. Reach, you know what I'm trying to say, right? Reach the lowest of the lows, rock bottom. That's what I'm looking for. Sometimes it's necessary to go ahead and reach that rock bottom. It's not pleasant. It's not fun. It's definitely not where anybody would like to be. And then especially experiencing the inconvenience due to God's own hand, it's even worse. It's really a terrible, terrible thing. So let's move away from that, right? It's a little bit hard for me to talk about, because I didn't obviously have a good reference point for, you know, who this is for, or why I'm speaking about this today. You know, I try to stay away from assigning this to people that I'm close to and that I know, but sometimes it does make you take a look and a reflection just at yourself, of course. But I did read for myself even before I came on here, and the message is very different than when I come on here and read. So just letting you guys know, I don't know, I don't have a pin to put in anyone or on anyone. This is just what came out today. So just, you know, taking into consideration good guidance, right? Making sure you're being guided well, right? Don't turn away towards anyone that could take you off track. So forewarning that. But yes, have a good day, you guys. I'm going to be on here in just a few seconds, and we're going to talk about the first part of 2 Samuel. Yes, we are continuing the narrative, but it is a new book. We're making very great headway, so I'm very proud of you guys for sticking with this and learning and really understanding the history of the world, I would say. The history of the history. All right. Have a good one. I'll be back in just a second.